page. So can you confirm what are you seeing on the page right now? What can you see on the page right now? Can you see my screen? What can you see?
Yes, I can see your screen.
What are you seeing?
We are seeing the Visual Studio Code.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's start again. Okay, so we're looking at different examples. Like I said, now it becomes easier. Like right now, you just know that I just need to just learn all the tags to put things on the page. And that is you learning HTML. Okay, so there are whole lot of tags that we cannot discuss all in a meeting like this. Okay, but that's why I'm giving you a resource to go through. But you can learn those tags. And if you have any question, you can always ask. Okay. So let's take a look at lists. Okay, list is also a test, so we can put on a page. Then I think we can look at application. So I'm going to do something here. So the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add an abbreviation here. So there's this tag abbreviation. So you can see that we can add the tag inside the tag inside the tag. So we can have, all kind of nesting of the tag. Okay, so this is the paragraph. Okay. Okay, so you can see this. So we have a tag inside tag. So what's this? I'm not sure what's happening. Okay. Okay. So you can see that this is a p tag. Inside the p tag, we have this abbreviation tag. It's a brief tag. Okay. Okay. So the abbreviation in this case is useful to just like when I put in case I don't know what H2 is, I put my thing here. I don't see, I don't understand what it is. So in that case, you can put an abbreviation tag and say, this is water. Okay. This water is just an attribute. It's not going to show. But if I put this now, you can see that it has shown that it's water. Okay. So I see that. Okay. So that's one thing about abbreviation. So you can put the tag. So there are different ways. All the things you have seen on page, you can basically just learn them. That's why HTML is straightforward to learn. Just learning the tags. So you just need to put in the time to learn those tags, and basically that's basically it. Okay. So let's look at the list tag. So I'm going to just put the title here and call it list. So of course on the page we are used to having list of items. Okay. So I'm not sure where this is. Let's see if I can move this. Okay, so you can see, or maybe let me just create another file. I'll just create another file and call it list. So I'll call this list. Remember, when you're creating this file, you have to name it with an extension of .html. Okay. And again, anytime you're creating a web page, always do this, okay? So you have your HTML. So I'm just going to do it quickly. It's something that we've learned over and over. Okay, I'm going to put the title here and call it lists. And then have the body. Okay, so here, I'm going to put the H2, okay, list of fruits, for instance. Okay, so of course, this is the previous page, so I'm going to just close this one and then right click again. Okay, so I'm just going to right click, show preview. So you can see the list of fruits here. Okay, so whenever you want to add a list to a page, it's very simple. Okay, you start with, you ask yourself, is it ordered list or unordered list? Okay, do you want the list to have a particular order, or it's just a list of items? It's not, doesn't really have any order. So if it doesn't have any order, it's UL. Okay, so that's on ordered list. So, and then you now add the list items. So you can say orange. Apple. What are the fruits? The banana. Okay, and so on and so forth. Okay, you can have a list of items. You know, these items, they don't really have any particular order. Okay. Okay, so you can have that. And inside a list, you can also have a list. So I can call this order. Okay. So inside this list, I can have another list. In fact, this particular one, I can have one. Okay, let's just put another inside list. Okay, others, maybe mango. And of course, we have to be in a list item. So put another list inside again and say mango. Okay. What are the fruits? Grape. Okay, so you see, this is a list inside a list. Okay, so you can have, but anytime you want to build a list, doesn't matter whether it's a nested list, you need to start with the UL to tell the browser that you want to build a list. That's what this means. Okay, that I want to build a list. Then you now put the list items, list those things that inside item. Now this is for unordered list. That's why you have UL. The UL stands for unordered list. So I'm just going to sorry about that. I'm just going to put the comments there. On ordered list. Okay. Now, how about ordered lists? So just ordered list. Okay. So ordered list, you just use OL, standing for ordered list, and then put the same thing, a list item. Okay. So let's call this list of, let's put the heading H2 list of subjects. For instance, I don't know. Maybe you can just call it anything, but I'm just trying to show an example. Okay, say physics. Decision maths. Advanced chemistry. Okay, so you can see this list now. We are using this OL, order list. You then have a list that has some kind of order. Now you can mix this up, right? I can say science. No, I can just say orders. Okay. Here I can even use an unordered list. Okay. And say computer science. So again, I want to build a list. I have to use the unordered list on the computer. Science. Okay. It's called education. And inside this, I can still also build another list. Okay. It doesn't matter, right? Yeah, you can nest as many as possible. History of Nigeria. Century history. Okay, so you can see how we are building up the page. Okay, so you can have all of this. You can nest out. So any list you see on the page, going to be this is it's basically the foundation of the list. Okay, even when you go to your page and maybe go to like a website that has an e-commerce website and see all these products they are selling, arranging, this is the foundation of that. So most of those things are put in a list like this. But of course, there's a way to remove this thing, which we are going to learn when we do with CSS. Okay, so there's a way to remove this. There's a way to put some kind of image to make it look beautiful and all of that. All right. So, but a list, the fundamental list is just this way. Okay, that's also what to call a definition list. Okay, definition list.
Please, I have a question.
Yes, please.
These indentations.
Yeah.
I just saw that we are typing and they were just taking shape, good step and the rest. How did you do them, please?
Okay, this is it on the right or the left? This particular one?
Yes. Yep. If you go to list of subjects, you see others, then an indentation, computer science, physical education.
Yeah. So what I'm asking now, are you talking about on the left or on the right? This is the browser. This is the
left.
On the left. So this is automatically done by the setup of the VS Code. Okay. VS Code understand your HTML. So to make it easier, now there's no difference between if I can decide to even do this like this, remove all the. Okay, it still works. It doesn't matter, right? I can even decide to put everything in one line, but for readability purposes, to make it easier for us to understand, Visual Studio will actually help us. And if you your Visual Studio does not help you to do that, you have to do it manually or set up your Visual Studio to do that. Okay. So I can even put everything in one line to still be like this as it is on the right. You can see. So it doesn't.
Second, that forward slash, let's say mangoes on the left, the forward slash, is it automatic or we have to put it forward slash then list before we close when you type the mango, just for example,
this one. Yeah, so again, this is something that you should put, right? But sometimes Visual Studio will also help you to quickly just put it because it knows what you're typing, you understand. It's kind of inside, but you have to know that you need to close. We just talked about opening and closing tags. Okay, last time we talked about opening and closing tag. This is an opening tag, it's a closing tag. So we have to always close it. This is an opening tag, right? This is a closing tag at the bottom.
Okay? So the LI, the list, comes automatically, then you close it.
Yeah. So no, it's not. You have to type it, but if you type it like this, right?
Yes.
Automatically adds it.
You
understand. But if your own is not set up this way, it will not add. You have to add it manually. That's what I'm saying. It's just for productivity purposes. So you are always, especially when you're starting, you are always encouraged to type in everything. For instance, I can build a particular web page like this. You see, I don't need to, just one button that I have all the structures. But I can see I have to type it to show you how. Okay, so there's also something. Let me just quickly mention something here. Okay, so any question before I continue? Any more questions? Or do you understand what I was saying? So don't look at it as automatically, but it's something that you have to type out. But because of the settings I have on my laptop, it thing happens like transfer, but you have to always know that when you have a closing tag, opening tag, you need the closing tag.
Please, you maybe towards the end of the class, you just also show us how to set it up so that it comes automatically too, you know?
No. That's what I'm saying. Now, if you are starting, when you are starting, I don't encourage you to have it set up like that.
Okay.
Because you need to get used to understanding it. If you don't, this thing is very, very practical. If you don't do things, force yourself to really understand and do the things and understand how the thing works, you'll be jumping steps and then you will not have a good understanding of what you're learning.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That a time will come, you'll be able to set it up, and then when you will now at that time you have understood it very well.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah.
Right.
So don't worry about it coming automatically, or just type it opening tag. Okay. Understand that there's have opening tag and a closing tag.
All right. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Right. So any more questions? So that's it for the list. Yeah, so you can see you can build up list items, right? So you can build up list items. And another thing we can also take a look at, I think we can take a look at it today also, is, okay, so I think before then, let me show us the structure of the web page on a live website. So let's see. Okay. So can you see my Google Chrome here? So this is Google web page, right? So if I right click, okay, if I right click on this page, I go to, first of all, go to view page source. Okay, so you're going to see some funny, characters, a lot of characters. Okay, but this is not what I want, where I want us to go. So when you right click on your browser, go to inspect. Okay, when you go to inspect. Okay, so this thing you're seeing here can show either this way on the right, or you can also put it to show on the bottom. Okay, so your own maybe, I don't know the default setting for your for your browser. Okay, so it can also show here, it can either show here or there, but I think I prefer to have it on the right like this. Okay, that's it. So now let's look at what's happened. So if I click, as I'm putting my browser, I can see what's happening on the left here, right? Now let's first of all look at this page. This is a Google page that you have been using, right? So if you look at the page, you're going to see this very first guy here with the top type. Okay. And again, you see this HTML, just the structure we have been building all this while. Okay. But now you have some extra attributes. But when you look at it, you already know that this is the HTML attributes. Okay. And then again, you now see the head. Okay. You have the head. I think it's better just opening. Let's see if I can open it. Page. Okay, that's fine. So you can see the head, although this one looks a bit more complicated because a lot of things are inside. So they're not like the new ones, simple ones we have been building. So again, you now see the body, and then finally you see the HTML. Now this body, again, it has a lot of things as the attributes. So the attributes, you can have as many things as possible inside the attributes, okay? Now, but let's look at this. I'm interested in this head here. Let's go and look at the head. And then again, we have a lot of things, but we're interested in this title tag, which our own contains only this title for now. So this title here, if I go here and put this, you can see that that is the Google. That's here, this same thing here. So which means I can actually type something here. I can say Michael instead. And then when I go here, okay, let me press enter. When I go here, you can see instead of Google, it says Michael, because that's what I've, but this change is just locally. So it's not like it's not going to happen on your laptop unless you change it yourself. Okay. So what am I trying to show you here is that the web structure for any web page is just the same. For every web page is the same. Okay. So if we go to I don't know, if you go to YouTube, for instance. Okay, and go to videos. Okay, so if I right click anywhere on YouTube like this, I have this inspector. Again, this element. So you're going to see the same thing showing. So again, you see that that's our the first thing is this, the first line is this one. Okay. And then you have the HTML with some attributes, and then you have the head again. In the head, you're going to see the title tag. So, okay, his head is a lot. There are a lot of things in the head. Okay, but the title is somewhere. Can't find it. Don't seem to find, but it's there. Okay, I'll just add this. The title is somewhere because when you put this, like you see YouTube. Okay, so which means the title is there, it's in the title. But again, the structure is the same. So that's why you should get used to, having this structure on the page. Okay. And yeah, so this is an inspector. So it's something that you have to make use of, especially when you start your CSS. You have to make use of it a lot. So learn how to get it and to display it on your screen. Okay. So I believe that is it. So let's go back to our page. All right. So any question on this? So if there's no question, I think we can do the last part. So I'm going to create another one and call it links.
Sorry, question, sir.
Okay.
That UL on the left.
Okay, this one, yeah.
Yes. What does it mean?
Okay, so whenever you want to create a list, okay, you need to decide whether you want to create on ordered list, that's the ones with bullet points, or ordered list, the ones with numbers. Okay.
What about OL?
Oh, that's the one with number. That's ordered list. You see ordered list.
Okay.
Yeah, and then this one is on ordered list. Okay, that's the UL.
Okay.
So everything now, they are very, very similar. The only difference is that you just have to put the list items inside this one. Okay, for on order list, and then for order list. Sorry?
Hello.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Okay, I want to find out, sometimes the bulletin, the something different from this circle, the square and all that. Can we make a change on it?
I don't. What did you say? Can you repeat that question again, please?
Okay, I said that in terms of the unordered list.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that like this one, the first one that has to do with the fruits.
Yeah.
Is the identification there is tick, while on that of the other one that has to do with computer physical education and history, it's not having that open. And sometimes too, I do see something like square.
Okay. Yeah, so so you can have all kind of things. You can even have your own image and put as the points, right, that indicate the list, right? So the list, this is called the list style, okay? The list style type. Okay, so you can put anything. But the thing is that we'll be able to do that with CSS. So this what we have here is just the default. Okay, what we have here is the default. Yeah, so with CSS, we can do all kind of things. We can change it, we can remove it, you know. In fact, we can even still, let's see what happened if we let's say under the mango.
Sorry, sir. I think I have a question, sir.
Okay.
So I can good evening. Do we now in plain terms, do we see this the sections where we find the list containing apple, banana, and others, as a main heading, while mango, grape are more like a subheading inside a list of fruits?
Oh yes, yeah. So they just it's just explaining, it just expanding on that, on the orders.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
expand on the order. So of course, if you need to put this as directly under banana, yeah, that's it. I'm just trying to show that what you can do, what is possible. Okay. In fact, even here, I can even do another list. Okay, let's see what it will show us. Yeah, and say a list. You can see the square now. Okay, so let's say this okay, red, and then it's green. So you can see these are still default, you know, like you now have a square. It just to differentiate it from other ones. All right, you now have a square, and let's see if so we can even increase this as we can go as deep as we want. Okay, yeah, but the square, I think that the square is either this one, I don't know whether it's this one you're talking about, or the one that look beautiful. Those are the ones that the one that you see you can achieve with CSS. Okay, you can also paint this and make it look a little bit better. Okay, so the more you nest it, the more so the browser knows what you're doing, so it tries to differentiate the other ones just to make it look. You can even still nest if you want. You can still put another one and say color. Okay. Okay, so there are three. So you can just keep nesting them. All right. So, but you have it, whatever you're doing has to make sense. Okay, this is just a tool for you to be able to represent whatever you want to do. Okay, so it's not like you have to always do it this way. Like programming as a whole, programming is just a tool for you to solve any problem that you need. So, okay, so any question, any more question?
Okay, sorry, last one from me. On this page that we've created, that's the one on the right.
Yeah.
Can we add color to it?
Yes, of course. That's when we get to CSS. Okay, I don't want us to, you know, I don't want to distract us, but of course we can add color to the whole page. But let me quickly just
image too. Just pictures like image.
Yeah. We're going to next time we're going to look at how to add. Next time, our next class, we're going to look at how to add images to a page. Okay, we're going to see how. Next class we're going to look at. But one thing I want us to discuss today before we go is you can see I can add color white smoke. Okay, I can even say UL surround the UL. So these are the things we're going to learn later on from next month once we finish the okay, you can see what I'm doing there. So So you can do all kind of stuff on the page, but we're not really, at this point, we're not interested in this painting it and making it look beautiful. We're interested in learning how to put the things on. It's just like when you're building a house. So you put the brick before you plaster and start painting it. Okay. But if you don't know how to, if you know how to paint, you know how to, plaster, but you don't have the bricks on it, so it doesn't make sense. So that's what we're doing. We're learning how to build this bit by bit. Okay, but we're going to get to this point where we're going to make it look very, very beautiful.
Okay, sir. I think I have you want to be sure of what I'm learning today, sir.
Okay.
On the one end of this computer screen is very into two. On the other end is a back door, if I'm correct, and the other one is what's the whoever it is that wants to access the website. This is what is going to be seen.
Yeah,
that's one on the right hand. Yes, exactly. So now this is to say the one on the left hand, on my left hand side, looking at my screen, is a back door or back end. Why this other?
Well, it's not a back end. It's because if you are in software development, and when you say back end, it's different from what you're saying. Now, this is the one you on the back on this one you're seeing on the left is where you're describing what should happen on the page. Okay.
Okay.
It's where you're writing the commands of all these things we're writing like commands for the computer to let the computer understand this command. That's why it shows it like this on the page. Okay, because when you talk about back end now in computer in software development, I see different things. So I don't want us to get confused with that. Okay. So because this one we don't really have much control on this or set what we do on the left.
Sorry, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So again, that book, please try and go through those tags because there are so many tags there. Maybe next time I'll bring a kind of a cheat sheet for the tags. But you need to study those tags. Very, very important. Okay, because like I said now, we cannot learn all the tags in one place. So let me also show some website where we can. I don't know what my screen is showing right now. See, I think I just need to share the whole screen. Okay, so if you go to W3 schools, okay, W3 schools, so you can also see some tutorial you can practice online. Okay, so if you go to HTML here. Okay, so you can see introduction. You can see elements. Okay. And then you see on the page, it will say try it yourself. For instance, you can click on this, try yourself. Okay, and you see you type on the left, it shows on the right. Now, this one, you don't need the Visual Studio Code. Okay, so because they give you everything here. Okay, so for instance, I can say, I can type. Again, okay, what we're asking that time, I can now see that this one does not give me that automatic completion, right? So I have to type it for myself. In fact, this is how I'm going to do it. Welcome to Visual, sorry, location to W3 schools. Okay. So here I can then put maybe H2. That's why it's called a markup line. Again, you have a test, you mark it. Okay, so I'm going to mark this test to be H2, so heading like this. So, and then run. So in case you have, maybe you don't have your laptop or you have access to a laptop, maybe another person's laptop, or maybe it's a different laptop that does not have the Visual Studio Code installed. Okay, so you can always go to the website and practice. Okay, so that's one thing. You can see they already put this in for you. The doc type, the HTML, the body. Of course, the head is not here because the head is not really, it's not that important in this case. That's why it's not here. Yeah, because I mean, you are running everything in the browser. So this is not going to, it's not like the one you have in your laptop where it's going to be showing here. it doesn't show, it doesn't have that here, so that's why the head is completely omitted. Okay, but just take note that the head is very, very important. Okay, but here, this is a place you can really practice. There's also a code pen. But I think for now you can just so this one actually is more powerful, but don't worry, we just focus on this because we're just learning the basics. Okay, so here you can go and learn more about like the list. Let's say lists or links, for instance, which we'll be going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at links in a bit. So before we call it today, so we're going to be looking at links. Okay, so you can try link. Okay, try that. Okay, so let's quickly just take a look at links. Okay, again, let's take a look at links. So next time we're going to be looking at a bit link. We're going to be looking at images. All right, so we want to learn how to put images on the page. Okay, while we test, we can learn a lot. There's so many tags. Okay, the whole lot of them that you can learn. But don't worry, we're going to be doing them bit by bit, and then before the next, in a very short time, we'll get to HCSS, and then we'll do a bit of, just a little bit of JavaScript for those who want to just go straight into Python, especially if you are interested in just working with data. Okay, so once you learn these basics, which you need to have an idea of, because even working with data, sometimes they'll give you a task to go to a website and do what they call the data scraping, okay, to get data from the website. Okay, so if you don't understand HTML and CSS and you know a lot of data analysis and data Python, you won't be able to solve the problem. So that's why we are taking everyone through this HTML and CSS. It's very, very important so you understand these basics. Okay, so again, this is going to go off again. Please rejoin. That will be our final section, please. All right, so that'll be our final session. And then we'll meet again. But so it's important that you come back because we're going to make a huge announcement. We're going to be starting Python. And we need to arrange for that, So we're going to be doing this side by side with Python, okay, especially those that are really interested in learning data analysis or maybe back end. So it's better